Good morning. So let's get started. And if other students who signed up filter in, then you can just join when we're ready. So we're starting in seated position on the mat. This is Sukhasana. Easy pose. The heel close to the body and the other heel directly in front or stacked on top. And let's get the spine nice and long. You can touch index finger to thumb if you like. Backs of the hands or arms rest on the knees. If you're comfortable, closing the eyes. And we start by just checking in with the state of the physical body. So noticing sensations that are present in the feet, ankles and legs, hips and lower back, the front of the torso, belly and chest, and the whole spine from tail to neck, the muscles connected to the spine. Awareness of the state of the shoulders, arms, and hands, neck and head, all the muscles of the face and jaw. And take a breath here. Throughout our practice, trying to keep the breath smooth and even, ideally in and out through the nose. And if I cue you to move with the breath, realize that our breaths might be different lengths, and that is totally fine. Take your time, try to connect the movement to the breath. We're going to start with some spinal warm-ups right here. So just taking the hands on the fronts of the knees, we're going to rock the pelvis back, rounding the back, like arching, like a Halloween cat. And then inhaling, pressing the chest through, draw the elbows back. Maybe lift the chin, if that feels good. So as you exhale, you're going to round through the spine, drop the tailbone, drop the chin. Inhale, pull the chest through. On your own breath, noticing how your spine feels. Where you feel sticky. Two more like that. And then coming back to a neutral spine. Let's take our feet in front of us, knees bent. Shift the hands behind us. And we're just going to internally and externally rotate the hips. So I'll try to be a mirror for you, starting to the right. You want to internally rotate that left hip, and then the other side. Nice and slow, moving through the range of motion, checking in. Take your time. Swinging back and forth. Keep your neck long. Let your chest be open in this position. Your lower back might follow a little bit, but we really want to focus the movement primarily in the hips. Just two more each side. This is the last one. Perfect. From here, we can come onto all fours. So hands are underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips, spine is starting in a neutral place, Feel the length through the tailbone and the top of the head. Tops of the feet are resting on the mat. What we don't want to do is sag through the chest. So let's press through the hands, keep the core muscles at the front of the abdomen firm. And we're going to do that cat-cow motion one more time. This time in the tabletop. As we inhale, we open the chest, tailbone on top of the head, up to the ceiling. And as we exhale, you round through the spine like a Halloween cat. Drop to the top of the head. Take it slow, move through the spine. In this position, you should get more mobility than you had before. I would encourage you to experiment with shifting your weight slightly back or forward and feeling the way that affects the spinal stretch. And then adjusting. So if it feels more useful to you or better when you're shifted slightly forward, then hang out there for a little while. And work on that upper back. And the reverse also true. If you really need to round or straighten the lower back curve, you press your hips a little bit further back. Feel that length in your lumbar side. Whatever feels best. And get the joints moving. Coming to a neutral spine where you tuck the toes under. Let's take our hips back a little bit and feel the stretch across the toes. You might even shift your hips from side to side to stretch that big toe. You would be surprised how important your toe mobility is for your balance, the health of your ankles and knees, all of this stuff. So give them a little stretch. And come back into that neutral position. Now that your toes are a little bit more stretched out, you can tuck them in a little bit more completely. And we're going to float the knees. And if this feels really challenging to you and you're not here for it, you can definitely drop the knees here and just focus on pulling navel to spine. But if you're up for it this morning, take a little hover. You can feel the thighs activate. Hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. Lengthen through the back of the neck. And we're going to tread through the feet. Bending one knee and then the other. Feel the stretch through the feet and toes, through the calf muscles. Hips are high. And we breathe. Looking forward, walking the feet towards the hands. If you can, you can have a bent knee position here in a forward bend, but your head be going. Maybe grabbing opposite elbows so that you can feel some weight pulling gently on the lats underneath the arms. And then we roll up. It drops the tailbone, bending the knees, roll up through the spine, vertebra by vertebra. Head will be the last thing to arrive, just like you're stacking blocks. Let's take our shoulders up, back, and down. Bring the hands in front of the heart, thumb lightly touching the sternum. Surya Namaskar, salutation to the sun. This is a traditional hatha style, a little bit different than what you would see in a vinyasa class. So we're going to inhale and open the chest. Keep the movement small to start. Exhale, coming into the forward bend. Go ahead and bend the knees. Inhale, the right leg is going to go as far back as you can. Drop the knee and open the chest. As we exhale, we come through plank. Drop knees, chest and chin to the mat. Inhale, sliding forward onto the belly. Draw the shoulders back. Bhujangasana. Forward. Exhale through tabletop. Tuck the toes. Hips sail up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale, we step the right foot through. Wherever it ends up is fine. We're going to try to find that lunge. Drop the left knee. Open the chest. Exhale. Forward fold. Inhale. Reverse swan dive. Coming all the way up. Slight back bend. Exhale. Hands in front of the heart. Surya Namaskar again on the left side. Inhale, opening the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, this time the left foot goes back. Drop the knee with the heart. Exhale through plank. Knees, chest, chin. Inhale, sliding through. Cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Hips sail up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left foot as far forward as it comes. Drop the knee. Open the chest. Exhale. Forward bend. Inhale, coming all the way up. Exhale the hands in front of the heart. Breathe here. Feeling the feet grounded into the floor. And stay at the front of your mat. Just going to turn towards you so you can see me better. So we're going to do a little bit of dynamic balancing. Get our proprioceptors on straight. So we shift our weight onto your right leg. Let the left foot float up. Just bending the knee softly, we're going to rotate the ankle. Some mobility through the ankle joint. Reverse direction. Really stretch the toes at the pointing part. You may get some pops and cracks. If you need to touch the floor every once in a while, that's fine. We're going to shift our weight. So we step out to the side, shift, and shift back over the standing leg. Shift over the side, balance, shift, and balance. One more. Shifting, feel heavy in this leg, and then balance, switching sides. So float that right leg and rotate the ankle. I like my hands on my waist here. I'm sorry if I was looking down the whole time. My monitor is on the floor. We can stop looking at ourselves. Can we reverse directions? Nice. We weight shift. So we just step up to the side, shift our weight. You can really feel it. My whole center of gravity goes over this bent leg, and then I float right back up on my standing leg. It's a fall and a recover. You can be soft here and let your spine follow. Ooh. And a little bit of wibble wobble is actually really good for the brain. Let's come back to the front of the mat. Feeling the soles of the feet directly under the hips. lengthening through the crown of the head. And we don't need to bring the feet together, so you may have done chair pose with the toes very close together, but this time we're going to keep them right underneath our hips. And as we sink the hips down and back, we're going to reach back with our thumbs to keep our chest open, really rotating the thumbs back. And then bring the arms up along the ears. Breathing here. Reach up through the fingertips. See if you can create some length around your neck. Drop the shoulder blades. Inhale. As you exhale, we stretch the legs and fold. So your hands might be on your thighs, they may be on the shins. It's possible that you can grab your big toes. Whichever variation you choose is fine. We're going to bend one knee and straighten the other. Deep, slow, even breaths in and out through the nose. And in a folded position like this, you feel like your breath can't really move as well. Your belly is compressed. You can try to think about expanding the intercostal muscles, the rib muscles, in the back sides of the ribcage. Push the breath back. Feel the muscles get stretched and soften. 3-dimensional breath. Good. Both knees are slightly bent. Bring the hands towards the floor. Then we'll step back to the top of a push-up. Reaching the heels and the crown of the head away from each other. Shoulders are over the wrists. If at any time you want to lower to the knees, that's fine. Breathe. Inhale as you exhale. Bending the elbows to lower yourself down. Again, the knees down is fine. We're going to come all the way down to the stomach. Drop the tops of the feet onto the mat. Let's take our hands forward. Elbows underneath the shoulders. This is the Sphinx. Lengthen through the crown of the head. And relax the shoulders down. The legs are also relaxed here. Just looking forward, exactly like a Sphinx statue. Slow the lower down. We take the arms to the side of the body. On the next inhale, we're going to reach through the pinkies and the pinky toes. Using the muscles in the back. Press the pelvis down into the floor. The locust pose. Breathe here. Inhale. Exhale, release the legs. Bring the arms to the front. Inhale. Lengthen through the spine. Come into the Sphinx. Breathe. Relax the lower body. Inhale. As you exhale, you lower down. Bring those arms beside you. Inhale, pinky toes and pinkies reaching up and back. Breathe. And bring the hands underneath the shoulders, release the legs. Press yourself up. Let's take the knees wide apart. Hips press back towards the heels. This is a really relaxed version of a child's pose. I'm going to rest my elbows on the mat. Rounding the upper back, dropping the head I'm not worried about getting my hips to my heels, but yours might easily touch, and that's fine. Either way. Yeah. Onto all fours. Bring the knees underneath the hips again. And just take a breath here. Let's bring the ear towards the hip. Right ear towards right hip. Stretching the left side body. And then the other side. Take some time there. Little side stretch. Just one more time. Right ear to right hip. Left ear to left hip. And coming through the center, tucking the toes under, just like we did at the beginning of class. Shift the hips back. Feel the stretch through the big toes. Maybe you have even more movement in the toes. You can really get the middle and ring toe, third toe, press down into the mat as well. Maybe if you have longer pinky toes than me, you can also get a stretch across the pinky. The hips come up and back. Downward facing dog. This time we're going to walk our hands back towards the back of the mat. Let yourself feel what it feels like to have weight on your hands. Coming into that ragdoll position. Grabbing opposite elbows, relaxing the back of the head. Maybe if you go this way, from side to side. Bring our hands towards the floor so that we can scoot our feet out towards the corner of the mat. Slightly turned out, and we're going to shift our hips down and back, coming into Malasana. Yogi squat or parallel pose. We're going to press our elbows against the insides of the knees. Press the palms together to get some inner thigh stretch. If your hips are high, that's okay. That might be where you are. If you feel like you need heels off the ground, that's also very common. Sometimes helps to bring the hands onto the floor for some stability, maybe just the fingertips. And that way you're not carrying all your weight in an unbalanced position. Focus here is on this compression in the front of the hip. Lengthen the calf muscle and the ankle. Stretch across the inner thighs. And lengthen the back. Squatting is really good for general mobility and strength as we get older, so I recommend trying to hit this pose, once a day. Even if it sucks, maybe especially if it sucks. But be careful, of course, with your knees and ankles. Two more breaths here. Bring your breath straight up through the heels. Nice squats. And we'll feet together. So we're going to do some balancing. You may, if you have something that you can rest your hands on, a chair or a shelf or a wall nearby, you might want to use that, and that's totally fine. I'm just going to face you so you can see. We're going to start with your right leg bending. So let's bring the hands on the waist, press through the standing leg, and just on the tips of the toes of the right leg. Full foot on the left side is pressed into the floor. Start to float that knee up. This bent knee position. Using my hip flexors here to hold it. Lengthen the standing leg. And we lengthen the side body. Breathe. Resting hand on something is smart. We need it. We're going to bring this foot into tree. So there's some options here. You might want to lower tree down on the calf or the ankle. You may even want to touch the big toe to the mat. You can come up above the knee. I put my heel above the knee and let the arch of my foot rest around my knee, which is fine. Some people are really afraid of it, but it's actually fine. Or you can bring the heel up as close to your body as you can get it. And then we bring the palms of the hands together in front of the heart. And all these variations are good. Gently release, float out, and shake out the standing leg and foot. Shifting weight into the right leg. Really lengthen over that leg, stretch the back of the knee, feel the whole foot grounded. And then we float the left knee, hands on the waist. See if we can get some length in the side body, activate the hip flexor. Breathe. Using something for stability if you need it. We're going to float that left leg into whichever tree that you like. Hands can come from the heart if you're feeling stable. You float the foot out, shaking the standing leg and foot. Take the shoulders up, back and down, releasing tension that may have formed in the neck, jaw, etc. You're coming to sit on the mat. Let's bring the soles of the feet together. In front of us, cobbler's pose. An active butterfly stretch. So the soles of the feet touch. The feet are close in wherever that is for you, but you want to feel your spine can be long and not super hunched over. To start with, I'm taking the hands on the ankles and my elbows on the insides of the knee. So whether our knee can get to the floor or not has more to do with our anatomy, the structure of our hip socket, the ball and socket joint, than our flexibility sometimes. So we can train that flexibility. It may or may not lead to a specific shape, but we can still get more mobility of the hips, most likely, unless you're hypermobile. So we're resting our hands, grabbing the ankles, and we're going to be active with this stretch. So my elbows resting on the inside of the knee. I'm going to use the support of my legs to open the hips by pressing my elbows down. And then from here, I want to actually press my knees up. You probably can't see the movement very well, but I'm pushing my insides of my knees against my elbows. So actively pressing in the opposite direction with resistance. And then I release, gently press, maybe fold slightly, and then push the insides of my knees against my elbows. One more time. Release the hips. Maybe I can slide the feet in a little bit more. If it's comfortable, I'm grabbing the outsides of my feet this time, and then actively using the strength of my hips to press my knees down. So pressing down, down, one more time down. And from here, you can fold forward if that feels good, holding the feet or not. And you can stay. Breathing here. And sideways just for a better angle. I'm going to take the right shin approximately parallel with the front of the mat. And then the left hip reaches back. And the knee is also bent, so both knees are bent. And you may be kind of lopsided. You can slide that heel a little bit closer to you and try to square ourselves over the hips. Shift our weight over the hips so we're balanced. Internal rotation of the back hip, external rotation of the front. Stag pose. This right leg, we're going to twist towards it. So I'm reaching the right arm up behind me. Looking over my right shoulder, left hand pressing against the outside of the right knee for twist. Breathe. It's a pretty gentle twist. Doesn't have to be extreme. And we reverse the direction. Rotating towards the left leg. Left hand may be behind you. It might be resting on the left leg. Right hand presses against the right leg to increase the twist. And we rotate through the full spine. Shifting forward again. I'm going to use the strength of this back leg. Lift it up and float it around to the front. Give your legs a little shake. The reverse both flows. So my left shin more or less parallel to the front of the mat. The right leg goes behind me with the bent knee, and making adjustments as needed to try to get some balance here. So my right knee moves up, it goes back, according to whether or not I can sort of stand my torso on top of your legs. We start with a twist. Left arm reaches up and behind us. Looking over the left shoulder, right hand presses against the left knee to increase the twist. And unwind. And reverse. The right arm reaches up and around behind. I like to grab the right ankle. Left hand presses into the left knee and you rotate through the spine. Looking over the right shoulder. Unwinding. Using the strength of that back leg to lift the knee. Bring the leg in front. Give them a little shake. Nice. Make a sit once again on your mat. Again, the heel in Sukhasana, heel is close to the body, the bottom heel, the second heel either stacked on top or directly in front. You can also take half lotus or full lotus if that's comfortable for you, or a regular cross-legged position. So when you take the left hand, touch index finger to thumb, rest it. And with the right hand, we are going to make this strange shape. So pinky is touching the ring finger, index finger, and middle finger are touching. Thumb is free. And the reason for this is we're going to breathe in alternate nostrils, Nadi Shodhana breathing. So alternate nostril breathing, we're going to use the thumb and the ring finger to close the nostrils. And you have options here. So sometimes we take these fingers bent, like deer antlers. But today I want to rest the index finger and middle finger on the space between the eyebrows. So this, the third eye center, is also considered like a marma point in Ayurveda. Similar to Chinese medicine, there are various points on the body, right, where it's considered to be a flow of energy. Touching the space between the eyebrows can be grounding, relaxing, centering, and it's actually easier for a lot of people when doing this breath. So you can just bend these fingers a little bit more comfortable. So what's going to happen is we're going to close the right nostril using the thumb. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the left. Use the ring finger to close the left nostril. Inhale through the right. Exhale through the right. Use the thumb. Inhale. Exhale. Switch. Inhale. Exhale. Switch. On your own breath. Two more sets. Release the mudra. Touch index finger to thumb with the right hand rested on the back of the leg. Normal breathing. Lengthen through the spine, crown of the head is lifted. The body's grounded through the sitting bones. And just like as we started the class, taking a moment to check in with the body, physical body first, noticing the state of your feet, ankles, and legs. Awareness of the state of your pelvis, lower back, belly, the whole spine from tail to neck, and the muscles connected to the spine. The rib cage and chest, shoulders, arms, and hands. Awareness of the neck and head. Awareness of the state of the physical body. Awareness of the state of the breath. And awareness of the state of your thoughts. Bring the palm of the hands together in front of the heart, touching the thumbs lightly to the sternum. And we bow forward, touching the center of the forehead and the thumbs. Thank you so much for practicing with me always. Really appreciate it.